For nearly a decade, you've been asking Jason questions. But did anyone think to fact check this guy? This is the Audit Jason Show. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercy, and this is the Audit Jason Show, where myself and the lovely and talented director Joe, mostly me, he pushes a button. I pay him a lot for it. I guess it's like a hard button to push. We go over a bunch. Sorry, I just spit everywhere. Joe's like, "Ugh." We go over a bunch of real estate related question and answer videos that I would have done anytime over the last decade plus, and sort of audit them and review them and see what parts of it are still accurate, if they were accurate at all then, or if I was misguided, and spend some time making fun of myself, and also some time praising myself in the event that I was right. So always? No, almost never. Okay, so we're into one called the Hot Sauce Challenge now. And what? I'm going to hit record. Like it's my first day. We've been at it over a decade. Man, oh man. Okay, so I'm going to hit record because I have to screen record. And now I'm going to play the thing and let's see what's up. Here we go. On this episode, we're going to try not to throw up when we drink almost a half a bottle of Frank's. This real estate stuff is not easy. So loud. Send me your questions and I will answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show. Hello, everybody. I am Jason Piercy. This is episode 12 of the Ask Jason Show. And this is a very special, very important episode because it is dedicated. I don't know if you see everything that's here. This is a lot of hot sauce. If you know the story behind this, there is a beautiful young girl named Nevaeh who's been fighting cancer for way too much of her precious little life. And she had this idea, given that September is Child Cancer Awareness Month, that we should all go viral on social media doing shots of hot sauce. God love her. How sweet. How do you say no? I forgot the context. The idea here is to make a donation. We'll post. So, Nevaeh became a bit of a local celebrity, actually, and she had it was Nevaeh's lemonade stand is what it turned into, kind of, because, Joe, you're getting teary-eyed. It's okay, man. She has since passed. But what she left our community and the world with is an appreciation for her resilience, the love that came from such a small person with such little life in amount of time relative to the rest of us, but yet somehow remarkable perspective. And it's become an entire movement. And every year there's still a big Nevaeh thing. Every year they have these big, I don't know, why can't I find the word? It's not a festival. They have an event, right? And it's a huge fundraiser, and it's remarkable. And it started 10 years ago, and that's really, really cool. And it started with drinking hot sauce, apparently. So yeah, anyway, context. You can look it up. Maybe, Joe, when you're editing this, just put the Nevaeh's, I think it's called lemonade stand. It's got the yellow lemon and the purple in the logo and stuff. Yeah, it's right here, and it's lovely. Is it really? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you heard that. Nevaeh is heaven spelled backwards. You are right. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Okay. All right. I'm going to get all messed up here. Let's watch this. Link to where you can go and to challenge friends, colleagues to spread awareness that September is Child Cancer Awareness Month. I was challenged to do this by Mr. Sheldon Payne of Newfound Marketing. Thanks, dude. Thanks. So I'm going to do this right now. Are you watching? There's some people watching. Oh, hi. I'm going to do this right now, and then I'm going to call in the guys that this belonged to. So, to you, Nevaeh, thank you. This might be harder than I thought it would be. Okay, so, that's warm. These 3 are for my challenge, the people I'm challenging. Colleagues and business partners from Property St. John's and Keller Williams Select Realty, John Pico and Jamie Green, and also to this kind man, Director Joe. So we need... You guys are going to get to see Director Joe. Here. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Oh, cool. And here we go. So, John and Jamie. Coffee doesn't make it better. And Joe. Your face is so round. And these guys, after they do their shots, check out, they'll all be tagged in this post. Check out their social media. They'll send out their challenges. One of them's got to be Brad Welsh for sure. Absolutely. Gentlemen, bottoms up.
Cheers.
All right, that's fun, hey?
There it is.
It's not as bad as all right.
Oh, it's getting worse.
Okay, so we got to try and get back to work. So if you guys don't mind, put your coffee down, a little bit more time travel. Here we go. And now. So that was cool. Like the snap and they come in and the snap and they disappear. That was fun. So I'm going to see what I can do with this episode or parts of this episode to continue to promote awareness, and maybe there's some way that I can incorporate some fundraising for that charity, because it's still a really, really cool thing. But yeah, totally separate item. Now we're going to talk about the content of the show, that part. So back to the show. The Ask Jason Show. These gentlemen are here because they are experts in new home construction, and this question revolves very heavily around it.
Experts.
John, I forgot who I invited. Okay, Jamie, John, here is the question that I have for you today. Keep in mind, it is my show, and if you're wrong, I'm going to tell everybody. But you're probably right because you've been doing this a long time. So I'm going to pose a question. Jamie, if you want to comment first and maybe elaborate, John.
Sure.
And if I have anything to say afterwards, I will. So this is going to be interesting because I do new homes a lot. As a buyer, this comes from a buyer. Mm-hmm. If I'm talking to agents who sell and build new houses and I ask them how much the building lot is, how come they just won't tell me? Why don't you just give me a straight answer? It costs this many dollar bills. Jamie?
It doesn't really matter, per se. The lot cost, even cost per square footage, it's putting them together that matters. It's the end quote that really matters.
So the value of the land.
Yeah, if the value of the land is really high, but the cost per square footage is really low, then it'll come out the same.
Yeah. It's a
hot sauce challenge.
All right, what do you got? So I can appreciate what Jamie's saying there. But if the cost of the land is really high, but the dollar per square foot to construct the house is really low, then the end result is still, say, on budget. Let's say that, or still a fair market value. I would create the argument then, though, that you should be building that house on a different building lot because you would be getting something that's undervalued then. And why is the builder willing to build something so, I don't mean cheaply, but why are they willing to build something at such a low dollar per square foot just to get rid of this expensive building lot? What makes that building lot so expensive? And I'm of the mindset, and I'll go further, operational philosophy when it comes to new home construction, that the value of your land that you are going to build on in regular, like in our local market, something that's within a half an hour of the city center or anything in the St. John's Census metropolitan area, the value of your building lot really can't be any more than 20 or 25% of your, maybe pushing it to 30 of the total value of your house when it's done. So if you're getting a big discount on dollar per square foot, but you're paying so much for the building lot, I don't know if you can sell it and get your money out after. Like the math doesn't math for me. So while I know what he was trying to say, I don't know if I agree with that now. Maybe I did then. Let's see what John got to say. Again, both of these guys, great dudes, both at EXP. Jamie now, we were business partners at the time. So we all went to Keller Williams together and started a team. John and Jamie had been operating that team at Royal LePage before that. They came over, and Director Joe was also at Royal LePage. He came over to Keller Williams, and we all kind of had like a team thing together that we were building. Called Property St. John's. It was an evolution of what Property St. John's was with Jamie and John before. And we started to build a team together. And now we all own our individual teams. John has that real estate team, which performs really, really well locally. They're always in the top 2 or 3 in the province. And Jamie Green took his real estate business and went to Halifax with the Jamie Green team, and then came back to Newfoundland and now runs his team out of both provinces with his wife Holly, and also does really well. And of course, I have created the Ask team sort of out of necessity versus the aspirations and growth that the guys had. So, and now we're all at EXP. So like it's sort of an interesting evolution, but we don't work together. That was so awkward, but we don't work together. Anyway, so kind of interesting. All right, here we go.
The only way you can really go about shopping a new build, and I tell this to everybody who's shopping a new build, is get multiple quotes from multiple builders. If they're in a similar area, check it out. Because we get people call us and go, what does the lot cost? And if I go, it's $100,000, and it's the same size as the guy who said it's $110,000, they automatically assume they have to buy mine because it's $100,000.
Which might not be the case.
But what if we're charging $200 a square foot and the other guy's $140? That the price does not come out to be the same.
Or what if your lot needs $15,000 worth of fill, and then an engineer's stamp on the pad that's there?
There's so much difference. You might have to bust rock out, take rock in. There could be any number of things that go in. So how is the price done up? Is it all subtrade by the job? Is it employees by the hour? Is it financed land? Is it land that's owned? Like, there's so much that goes into it besides lot costs that, like Jamie said, it doesn't matter if you only shop lot cost. If everything else is the same, lot cost can vary the price, but nothing else is ever the same.
So when a buyer asks... Yes. Yeah. I like that he added about, is the land financed, or are sub-trades hired, or are the people who are building the house employees of a larger company? Part of the reason that matters is because if they're employees of a larger company, then the sub-trades, they're not on terms. So it's not like, hey, pour my foundation, I'll pay you in 30 days or less, or I've got like 8-week terms on paying you or something. If they're sub-trades, you can carry that money a little bit longer. And if you can carry that money a little bit longer, you might be able to carry that build yourself, as opposed to borrowing money as a builder on a construction mortgage at 6% or private money that's over 10% to pay out those trades as they're doing it. But if they're employees, then you're cutting checks every 2 weeks, whether you got money coming in or not. And that means you're probably financing what you're doing. And if you are financing what you're doing as a build, that financing charge doesn't come out of your profit. That gets passed off to the buyer. So I like that he said that part, because if the builder is building on a building lot that they don't already own outright, and they don't have to pay for that land until the house is finished and the buyer buys it, that saves maybe $10,000 that doesn't have to be passed off to the buyer. So I like that he added that part. That's a nuance that a lot of people don't see in new home construction when they're asking how much stuff is. But yeah, I think that was it. There's other things that I would elaborate on, but John knows new homes. Both of the boys know a great deal about the industry. So when a buyer asks a realtor how much a building lot costs, and the realtor appears to be dancing around the question, they're not trying to avoid it. They're actually trying to do what's in the best interest of the buyer.
Yeah.
And tell them what really matters. Is that what
it would really be much better if you just sent us the floor plan and said, how much will it cost to build this house to completion on this piece of land that I like?
That makes more sense.
And then shop the same piece of land for another guy and compare those. Don't compare lot costs because it doesn't matter. It's one of umpteen hundred things.
Well, umpteen hundred is a lot. I don't know if there's that many, but there is a lot. So I don't say umpteen when the made up number. I like 11-teen. 11-teen, it's better than 12-teen. 10-teen sounds stupid, right? 13 is already a thing. 19 is already a thing. So you only got 10, 11, and 12 that you can add a teen to. Doesn't already have a teen. Right? I just realized in French, you have 20. Then you have 20 and 1. Then you have like 22. And in English, we have 10 and made up words for 10 and 1, 10 and 2. And then we say 3 and 10. And that's what, so it's anyway, not at all relevant to what we're, right? See? Mind blown. Blown? Okay, let's finish this. It's getting off the rails here. Kind of had another question, but I feel not like doing it now because I'm fighting.
Flush.
I'm a little warm. I'm a little warm.
Thirsty.
So many buttons on this shirt.
Yeah. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Cheers.
Yeah.
John, Jamie, do you have anything? Nothing to bring us back. Do you want some?
No, thanks. It's good.
Till next time. Thank you.
Good sport, Joe. Let's give Joe a little clap as we fade out. Clap for Joe.
Fade away. The only fade.
That's enough. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah. That's enough. He doesn't deserve it. Not true. So I think pretty well everything that went on there is still really accurate. Or at least could be accurate, but it's not always accurate. So because I do a lot of new home construction now with Haven Homes in our subdivision out in the Porches and also in other areas if we want to. And sometimes the value of the building lot makes a big difference. So if I'm working with somebody who wants to build their dream home and they have X amount of money and they have a floor plan and it's however big and it needs to be finished a certain way and it needs to have this kind of detail and all those things add value. So if it's not in our subdivision, the value of the lot really, really matters. Because I have a client right now who's looking to do that. They have X $100,000. I know how much it will cost to build their house once there is a foundation in the ground. Once the foundation is in the ground, I know exactly how much it'll cost from there forward, at least at the current time in the market with pricing. And I know how much their budget is. So if I take their all-inclusive budget and I remove the cost of everything that is a constant once the foundation is in, I have a certain dollar amount that's left. That dollar amount needs to pay for a raw piece of land. It needs to pay to service that land, whether that's connecting to municipal water and sewer or whether it's drilling a well and designing and installing a septic system and field. It also needs all of the excavation to dig the hole to pour the concrete for the foundation. It also includes the concrete and the backfill. And if it's in a completely treed building lot that's overgrown, all that needs to be grubbed off. You got to, there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. So the value of the building lot really, really matters. Because if it goes past a certain dollar amount, They either have to make sacrifices later on in what they're doing, or they need to come up with more money in their budget. So the value of the building lot obviously matters because it impacts the long-term value of the property, but it also can determine how much is in your budget to do other things. Having that said, if somebody calls me and says, how much are the building lots in the porches? That's a really, really difficult question to answer. And I'll tell you why. Each of the building lots are assigned a dollar value. Those values are subject to HST. And in the first phase that we did, because the development has existed for a little over a decade. In the first phase that it didn't get legs really for a variety of reasons, a lot of market dependent stuff. But since myself and Greg were kind of given the keys by the developer, we've been able to sell out this phase, and now we're getting ready to release the next one. During that first phase, we were given dollar amounts per building lot and an assumption of what the excavation and serving costs per building lot were going to be. And that's what we did our quotes to build the houses on. How I would tell you, you can have this house for $502,000, and that's how, because the lot was this much, I carried this much for the excavation and servicing. But then we found a bunch of rock, like John mentioned, because he knows his stuff. When we were in that video, then we found rock, and that had to be busted. And to run an excavator to bust all that rock, a day is like $3,000 or $4,000, just a day's worth of busting. So we just did one a little while ago that went $33,000 in extra costs just for the excavation. So how much is a building lot is a really hard way to answer it. So in the next phase, what we're doing is we're selling the building lots pad ready. I'm not going to try and do the other pad ready, which means we're ready to pour a footing on it. Now, how much are the building lots? I don't know. I really don't know, because they're not pad ready yet. When they are pad ready, I'll know how much they cost, because I'll know how much it costs to make a pad ready. But I can't answer the question now. So I'm going off of a set of assumptions. And if you say to me, hey, how much are the building lots? Like, I don't know. and I'm good at this. So for somebody who's shopping around to build a new home and they're looking at lot prices, the boys are right. Jamie is right. While it really, really matters, it doesn't matter. The more important question is, what information are you trying to gather, and why do you want that information as a part of your decision-making process? That's what matters. Because if the answer to that question is, I'm trying to solve my budget concerns, and it occurs to me that the more expensive the building lot is, the less money I'll have left over to build the house that I want. So if I know how much the building lots are, I can pick one based on that budget. Very sensible conclusion, very logical. However, if you're looking at it from inside this sphere of information, and that's how you're collecting it, then you're making a really good decision. But if you had this much information, you'd be able to make a better decision. So when you ask how much the building lots are, and I don't just answer, it's because I might have access to the space between those things. And if I can provide that context to you, we might collectively be able to come up with a better answer. And that's why at the Ask team, we don't ask clients what they want. We ask them what real estate problem they're trying to solve. Because if after the better part of 2 decades in this industry, if I'm not better at solving your real estate problems than you are, you should not hire me. And while it feels like that phrase should not be the last thing I say on this episode, you should not hire me, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to John Pico and Jamie Green and that real estate team. And that real estate guy, I think, on Instagram is John's handle. The Jamie Green team and Jamie and Holly Green, also at EXP in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and St. John's, Newfoundland. Thank you both very much. And to the glorious, beloved, epic, and legendary soul of Nevaeh, we didn't deserve you anyway, my dear. You are where you belong. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.